Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel after very long. I don't know why do I keep going missing in action, but whatsoever, here I am back, and today's video is gonna be a different one. So I'm already interested because it's gonna be some juicy Reddit confessions. Now I have seen a lot of people do it, so I thought I would give it a try too, and let's get started without further ado. So get ready with your cup of coffee, your snacks, your popcorns, and whatever, because we are gonna start some very juicy question. Very juicy Reddit confessions. So here I have taken out. So let's do it. So the first one I have here is, I just celebrated my first Valentine's Day with my boyfriend and I want to break up with him. Boy, that's so sad for the boyfriend. And why? What did he do? Was not he a good Valentine? Or what's the matter? Where you already dating him? Was it the first date ever or what? Okay, for next one we have a quite long story. So I feel bad for my brother's fiance. My brother is going to get married in June. His fiance is very nice lady. She's pretty, came from a good family background, kind, and has a stable work. She's way too good for my brother. I don't know how to say this, but my brother is a bit unreliable. I don't think he's ready to build his own family. Oh, okay, we see. He does not know how to manage finance. When he studied culinary in private college, my parents was the one who paid for it. We were poor, but my brother liked to live a rich lifestyle. It's not a problem if he used his own money, but the thing is, he asked for my parents a lot. He's a spoiled brat. Me and my other sibling were asked off to pay for our college, but he didn't. I hope he changed now that he's going to get married, but no. He keep on buying stuff he does not need, like iPad, MacBook, stuff like that. Bro, for what? He even pay it in installment. Not to mention he never pitch in to pay house rent. Okay, so he should definitely be trying to contribute as the son of the family. Okay. He has a bad temper. He got that from our father. There we go. He got it from his father. My little siblings are all afraid of him. I always hear him fighting with his fiance on call. Bro, if he's fighting with the fiance, what is the fiance even doing with him any longer? She should right away leave him. Okay. I have no idea why she still sticks around with him exactly. Why does she? She needs to take a call for herself. He had... Okay. Also, you know why he picks this year in rush to get married? Because my dad will receive his pension money starting this March as well. Oh, so he's trying to grab all the pension money, right? Okay. Not to mention he was once caught stealing and I am the one who need to settle the court work, find lawyer and bail him out of jail. I was 20 and I'm younger than him. Girl, I feel sorry for you for having to go through that because of your asshole brother. Seriously, I have a bad feeling about his marriage. I feel like it won't last long, but both my brother and the girl is an adult. I really hope they think this through. So yeah, you're right, they are adults, but still I don't know what the girl is doing with him. Maybe she saw a side to him which you never got to see, but still, if he's arguing with her, but it's between couples, like I really don't know, but I wish them the best and I hope he changes and treats the fiance really good when she's the wife. Or best possible, you can try to have the conversation with the fiance as the sister of your brother. Okay, so this one is really funny but at the same time so disgusting, and I don't know what was in your mind while you were doing this. Okay, here we go. I made my classmate smell a pencil that I stuck in my asshole and I used to masturbate in class. I mean, you were supposed to study in the class, little kid. I used the eraser to scratch my butthole because it was itchy. This was back in 2006. 2006, you were so young, I'm sure. Was it intentional? But you were saying about masturbation, so... He was very gullible and I was very nice to him, so I could gain his trust enough for him to agree to smelling my stinky pencil. He said it smelled like poop and I started laughing. I was a bad 6th grader. Okay, so you're doing this in 6th grade and you said your friend smelled it and said it's like poop, so that means your friend was aware that you're making him smell this. So I don't know, even though it's disgusting, but it's not absolutely unfair. I used to masturbate in class next to other students by humping the desk with my clothes on. It's called porn masturbating, and it's basically having an orgasm without using your hands. I did that in school and at home for over a decade of my life. I had to stop when puberty kicked in because I actually started jizzing my pants instead of shooting bangs. You do you. Okay, so the next one starts saying, I have a height rule as a man. Now, what does he exactly mean? Let's dig into to know. I am 5'11". I have a 6 feet rule for girls that would date. It's not about the number. I just want them to be taller than me because I think it's really sexy and a giant flex. Bro, you're already 5'11". Now, do you want to date a Burj Khalifa? Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think girls look that attractive. They're so taller, and you're already taller, so I don't know, but maybe it's a kink for you. Everybody is built different and they have their different taste. But a 6 feet girl, I'm sure 6 feet girls do exist, but I don't think it's necessary. But it's your choice. I'm not the tallest guy, but I'm pretty decent, so a girl taller than me is very impressive. The emotional and logical reason is that it's very appealing to me in a child rearing sense. I want to make babies with a tall woman because that will make our children that much better for it and more likely to be tall. I don't tell them this, but it's a part of my selection process, and this is why it is my confession. Okay, as long as you are not getting onto a girl saying that, oh, you're short, you're this or that, and having it just as your preference, I think it's fine. And yeah, it's okay, not too offensive, but you're, yeah, really not supposed to be offensive to the girls you talk to or whatever, because it's your own preference, so you should look for girls like that. Okay. And he also mentioned that he put it on confessions because if in general he talks about it, people give really bad, nasty reaction. So yeah, it's just a confession, and I don't think it's wrong at all because it's his preference, and he's not going on to girls and saying that you are shorting and date you or etc. It's just his preference, which is fine because some girls also want taller guys, so it's normal. But bro, you are already 5'11". Your kids will get your genes for sure. So I think you were gonna be fine if you date a 5'6" girl or whatsoever. Okay, next one looks good. OnlyFans account and work in nursing home as a social worker. Girl. Good. I wish to work in geriatrics in future as a music therapist, dementia, Alzheimer's patient, etc. I have some experience with them and I'm good in it. If I make OnlyFans account, will it make work in this area impossible or not? I think depends on the explicitity of the content. I really did not get honestly what you meant. Like, you open your OnlyFans account for trying out, to know that would working in these fields work out for you or what? Like, I didn't understand. I'm not clear. So next. Okay, next one. I rubbed salmon on a customer's chicken burger. Bro, what the fuck? That's so wrong. No, it doesn't matter whatever the reason is. It's so wrong and so gross. But I'll continue reading the story to know what made you do such a... I am Irish and worked in a fast food establishment that is only in Ireland. I was going through an extremely traumatic time in my personal life. I was going through major depression, but it's still showing up for work because I was hiding my depression from family, friends, and co-workers. Now that's where you did the mistake. You should have immediately went for therapy. And if you knew that you're not able to put your 100% in your work, that means you should have took some time off. The past kept creeping up on me at night. I was bullied by a girl in school, and because I am male, I was called a wimp, sissy boy, mommy's boy, and even my teacher told me to cop on when I started to shake, cry, and panic when I was partnered up with this girl and two other classmates on a project in school. What the hell? It's so wrong. Even the teacher was encouraging this behavior, and getting bullied is just not normal, and I don't know why it's so common, and it's fine, especially to some students of the class, and the teacher also especially wouldn't be seen taking an action against it. And I think you should have immediately informed your parents about it so that they could go to the school or talk to the teacher and make some necessary actions taken. And I feel really bad knowing this, that you were bullied, that too by your classmates. I don't know who teaches small kids to bully their age group kids. Like, how does it work? Like, it's not like some senior students are coming and bullying smaller kids, or some smaller kids are bullying the senior kids. How the same age group people bully each other because they're on the same page, literally. Okay. The girl tortured me. She called me names, spread rumors about me amongst classmates. She said I was a kiddie fiddler when I was only 12 and had no idea what it really meant. The rest of the class joined in and people called me the fiddler to my face. I would cry all day when I got home, and my only friend was a disabled chap with cerebral palsy who she also jeered at behind his back. We would sit together at lunch when he was in with his assistant. It was a comfort to just sit at lunch with an adult and a guy who did not judge me. She would act out scenes from Christie round my left foot behind his back. My mother, God bless her, put me in all boys secondary school. My friend went on to a special needs school, but we kept in touch on Facebook. He passed away in 2013. At least you had one friend, and I'm so sorry that he passed away. And thanks to your mother, she put you in a secondary boys school. But I hope you told her the reason, like why you did not really like being in your primary school among those girls, and I hope you shared with her that you were bullied. Okay. I got well in secondary school and made friends. That's good. I even opted to be a perfect in my school, so I did not have to go uptown for lunch, as these girls, secondary school and boys would mingle at lunch, and I would not want to see her. So that girl was a real issue in your life, I see. I managed to avoid her, and even after school, I made sure to leave school last so that I would not bump into her. I was extremely cautious. When I seen her about town, I would cross over the other side of the street or hide when I would see her. One day I bumped into her in the supermarket, but she was with her mother. She said nothing, but I could tell by the look in her eyes she wanted to say something. So you guys still knew each other, right? Even after school, like she was a common face in your surrounding and in your belonging. So you should have really informed your mother about it, parents. Okay, the one thing I struggled with was knowing she hated me. The one thing I struggled with was knowing she hated me and I'd done nothing to her. In fact, I never had a conversation with her. She just didn't like me from day one, and it escalated. So now I go back to being in work, depressed off my head, cooking up burgers, chips, taco chips, etc. I hear a familiar voice, albeit a lot older. I freeze. My colleague was at the cash register taking the bitch's order. I think it is that girl, but it's so scary that it was so traumatic for you that even till date you still remembered her voice, her face, and her words still used to traumatize you. So it was really something very serious. The establishment was known to be slow as work when dishing out orders, so I slipped into the bathroom memorizing her order. I always had a thing where if I stuck my finger up my ass and tugged on my dick, I am able to come fast. So that's what I did. I did the deed into my hand. I then walked out to the food prep area, fondled the chicken burger with my juice stained hands, squirted the mayo onto it and the lettuce, and it looked fucking perfect. I bagged the bitch's order up and put it on the collection stall for my colleague. I watched from the gap in the shelving as my colleague handed the Huey her food. I went home that evening and I quit, purely out of shame for what I have done. I still feel like a monster. I am having regular therapy sessions, but I have a fear of ever bringing up what I have done. I was bullied for years, seen my bully at work, rubbed my semen, but I don't know why I did it. Now I'm a bit confused. Is this the same girl which used to bully you, with whom you did this? And yes, what you did is still wrong. Not gonna lie. And you took therapy at the end, so why did not you do it at the beginning? So that would restrict you from taking such an action, which is very gross and disgusting. And if it's the same bitch who bullied you all your school life and who traumatized you, then I think bitch deserved something very heinous. But maybe not this, but yeah, you do you. Okay, I already think the video will get too long, so I will do the last one right now, and let me know in the comment section if you want a part 2. Okay, the last one. I gave birth to my rapist's baby at 14, and it is the reason I am a pro-choice. First of all, I feel very sorry for you for whatever you have been through, and I hope legal actions were taken. I was raped by my dad's friend when I was 13. Does your dad know about it? Did you inform him? And what was his reaction after this, and what action did he take for you? And I hope that man is behind the bars at the moment. He threatened to slit my throat if I told anybody, so I kept it to myself for the longest time. Over time, I started showing symptoms of pregnancy. I was getting sick, my stomach was growing, and I was severely overeating only to throw it up later. So you did not even realize for the longest time that you're pregnant. My parents made me take a pregnancy test, and sure enough, it was positive. They immediately assumed I was sexually active. I let this narrative sit until my son was born. I will get to that later. For what were you even trying to protect that whatsoever bastard friend of your father's, and you rather made your reputation bad in front of your parents? My mother gave me two options. She told me I could either keep the baby or abort it. Being a 13-year-old with no money and no parental experience, I chose to abort it. My mother took me to the hospital for an ultrasound. I never really understood why, since we decided on abortion. I guess she wanted me to see exactly what I was doing. I remember sitting in the waiting room, not being able to think about anything but wanting this thing out of me. Long story short, after seeing my baby on the monitor, I immediately changed my mind. Now this happens to so many couples also, that they want to do abortion but they are really not able to do after they see the heartbeat of the baby or whatever. But you really have a big heart to keep your rapist's baby in your stomach. Looking at him moving around, his little head and heartbeat, I could not imagine harming him, and at that moment wanted nothing more than to keep him safe. Before we left, I told my mother I was not killing my baby. She seemed relieved in a way, but made sure that I knew what I was getting into. So I really think by now your mother was really supportive. So that's great. But you should have informed them about that rapist friend of your father. She showed me websites with pregnancy symptoms and risk. She would tell me about how exhausting it would be and the damage it could do to my body. She also educated me on breastfeeding. Now that's a very supportive mother. Even some married girls don't have such supportive mother, whose mother will literally guide them through all, map them through the procedure and etc. But even though you didn't say them the whole matter, and still she was so supportive of it. Like, hats off to her. I felt ready, and so did my parents. Spoiler alert, none of us were ready. Yeah, the day finally came that my son was born. I can easily say it was both the worst and best day of my life. I fainted several times from the severe pain I was in. I could not walk or stand up. I was just so weak. You were just a 13-year-old kid after all. You were a kid yourself. I spent so long in labor, it was absolute hell. Then I finally delivered my baby. I passed out from shock immediately after, regaining consciousness just a few minutes later. I remember waking up to tons of commotion and my mother holding my hand. I must say, your mother is a great woman for sure. Then came the time I finally got to hold my son. He was absolutely perfect. He was perfectly healthy and so damn beautiful. I cried tears of joy looking at what I made. Absolutely, that's just your son, and you owe every inch of pride in yourself to have given him birth at such a tender young age. I had never seen such a beautiful baby. I was so happy I chose to keep him. I had to transfer to homeschool so I could be home with my child. I chose to do this because I did not want my son to be raised by my parents. Of course, I wanted them to help, but I wanted to raise my own child. He was mine after all. I eventually revealed to my parents that I was raped. Good decision. You should have done it very earlier, but I understand you were traumatized. You were dealing with a baby all over and you took your time, but at least at the end you revealed to them that's what was necessary, and good for you. My mom was absolutely horrified. My dad still kept contact with the man that did it to me. Are you kidding me? No, I wanted nothing to do with him anymore, so I told my parents not to do anything about it, begged them basically. I had finally confessed what happened to me and was at peace. I did not want this to go on any longer. My son, his name is Aditya, is now 7 years old. Oh, he's pretty grown up. That's nice. and lives with my parents while I am currently finishing my last year of college in California. That's great. Your mom was very supportive of you, and your father was definitely a villain for. I mean, how on earth can he be okay to keep contact or in touch with somebody who just spoiled his daughter's whole life? And your mom supported you and you were able to finish your college. That's great. I would not change a thing, and though many may think otherwise, this experience is the reason that I am extremely pro-choice. I went through a lot as a teenager and had to sacrifice so much for my son. I was forced to grow up so fast. I hope this reaches a lot of people. Feel free to ask anything. Thank you, Tara. Now I must say, you have so much guts. You even mentioned your son's name, you mentioned your own name, and you literally said everything, and you are so proud of your decision, your choice, and that just makes this story so disheartening yet so beautiful because of your courage and your guts. And I wish your dad did not keep in touch with that man because it's wrong. And your mom, hats off to her, she was so supportive to you during all this time, and I hope you're living a better life right now with your son and you have someone in your life who loves you extremely. So guys, that was the last one. I hope you all enjoyed with me, and it was some interesting but sad kind of Reddit confessions this time. So if you all like it, I will definitely bring a part 2, so let me know in the comment sections below. Till then, take care, keep loving, keep subscribing, and bye bye, adios, take care.